All right. Anyone that knows my family already knows that they can absolutely roast someone, and I mean roast them. So I can sort of take it with a smile on my face. I'll stand there and act like I just don't know what's going on and all this stuff and be like, oh, we're best friends now. So, get like I have one cousin. This clerk made a comment at her. She was working nights and she got off work and she went and bought beer when she got off work the next morning for like a get together they were having that weekend. And she was buying beer. This guy that was a clerk and stuff. He makes this sort of derogatory comment about her buying beer that early in the morning. And she was walking away when he done it, and she turns around, sets her beer back on the counter, and she said, "Who the fuck do you think you are, telling me what time I can buy beer with my money, standing there with your ex-girlfriend's portrait picked out on your face? Don't talk to me like that." And he just sort of stood there. He didn't know what to say. So, she roasted him in front of everybody in the store, and he didn't have anything else to say after that. And I was working at this factory, and this girl that worked there, she was almost 6 feet tall, redheaded, blue eyes, all this stuff, and she sort of fixated on me. She would stand there in front of everybody and scream she was going to kick my ass. Now, keep in mind, I didn't speak to this girl when she started in with this stuff. I didn't even know who she was. She would walk over and turn my machine up as high as it would go, and then say, "Everybody stand back." Well, usually it was about 4 people that worked with me to do the job I was doing on that particular machine, and they would all just stand by, and I'd be running with the machine as high as it would go by myself. So, it was just constant her waiting out in her parking lot, in the dark. And as I'd walk by, she would sit up and try to scare me and shit like that. And I would walk up to her and be like, "Hey, what's up? You ready for the day?" So, these other workers, these guys and stuff was walking up to me and they're like, "Hey, I'm afraid to fight her. You might want to think twice." I was like, "Oh no, if she's decided to kick my ass, she'll do it. But I'm going to give her a reason." So, I started sitting down next to her at lunch, being like, "Honey, best friend." I'd stand next to her on her lawn and be like, "You married? You got any kids? Where you live? Should I kick your ass?" I'm like, "Oh, will you?" And this girl got so freaked out by me, she quit to get away from me. Because first it was, "I'm going to kick her ass, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and blah, blah, blah." So I started following her around, and I was like, "Are you going to kick my ass?" Really? She was like, "Oh my God, this bitch is crazy." And she quit to get away from me. She was like, "No, fuck this." Because after she started threatening to kick my ass and stuff, everywhere she went, I was there. If she showed up where I was at and been like, I was like, "I'm looking for real, man." Stuff like that. And she got enough. She just quit to get away from me. She did not want anything to do with me after that. And that, people, is how it's done.